Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 155. Let's see. Yep, it's 155. Today is Sunday, October 30th, 2016, and I'm glad you could join me today. I really should just check. Oh well, such is life. So, welcome. It's Sunday. It was some appropriate procrastination, so I might have a smidgen more to show you because I procrastinated a little bit. But it doesn't feel like it was a very good week for knitting for whatever reason, but such is life. So, I wrapped up a row for you guys so I could show you what's going on. So this is the Lamina, and this is probably the last you're going to see of it fully unfurled because it's just about too big. And what's cool is, whatever, on the screen you can really clearly see like a color transition. So, or whatever. So there's the line. What would it be? There's still a decent amount of the light green, so it's possible that on the other side of this color transition was actually all of one ball that was just applied back on itself. I'm not sure, but I probably ran out of something at some point, because it wasn't necessarily even yardage on that skein. But I am working the transition chart now, so I am just barely beginning to make flowers, but they don't look like flowers yet. And I'm moving out of the little star pattern, so it's pretty cool. So we'll see if this continues to be decent mindless knitting. I know, like, who knew lace shawls could be mindless knitting, but it appears to be mindless enough, or what is it? It's an easy to read pattern, if that makes any sense. So it's very easy to tell where you are and if you're screwing up. So in that regard, it is actually a pretty simple pattern to do. I'm sort of curious, actually. I'm wondering if I need to actually rewind my ball so that I'm actually pulling from the outside instead of the inside, but I still can't tell how much more green I have to go, and it's driving me nuts. It's like, it's the black hole, oh no! So, it did, whatever. I got some work done. I'm not sure how many repeats I was in to this, and the transition charge actually be the case where you like have all this build up, you're getting to X number of repeats, and then you do 3 more mini repeats anyways, so whatever. I just thought it was funny that it was segmented that way because it was the case for then. It could have just been the case where you had done 6 more rows of that pattern and then you could have launched in. So, if that makes any sense. Oh well, it's a quibble. So, it is coming along. So this is my Fiber Optic Bitter Lime to Rose gradient. And we are still hanging out on the bitter lime, but I'm hoping soon that we'll get to some dark green. And if it turns out that I get to the right amount of shawl, because I'm right now just knitting it to the lace size pattern, once it feels like I've gotten enough shawl down, I might end up not even making it all the way through the gradient. But these will be all of the favorite colors of the recipient, so I think it'll be fine. And maybe I'll make some crazy hat with the excess, like holding it doubled and having some crazy double gradient thing. So all of the yarn will be used, so that should be fine. The other thing that got some love, and actually this was a very nice mindless project. I'm not sure whether or not I can get it to an equally mindless state in time, but you can tell, so this is my Delancey cardigan, and right now it is unconnected to yarn. Whee! And I did finish the bottom border, so I ended up picking this purpley orangish section to do this in, and then I'll end up pulling from the other end of the ball. So here is the purpley orangish end, and I'll pull from the other end of the ball for the other border. So this has like some purples, greens, and blues, so I think that'll be, I sort of want to accentuate that part of the skein anyway, so I think that'll be super duper pretty. Yes. So I need to pick up a bunch of stitches, and I'll probably end up needing to do the pick up and knit method for this, because I don't even have enough markers to mark out every 2 inches. Because the short answer is that I'm picking up based on my stitch gauge, in order to appropriately graft. Not even graft isn't the right word, but it'd be the case where my rate of pickup needs to be the same as the sweater, because then it lies all fetchingly perfect like this. So there's no tugging, no pulling, no nothing. It's perfect. So the short answer is all you need to do is figure out what your gauge is in the yarn and just pick up that amount. And I was like half a stitch, so then it was the case where I'd pick up 8 stitches, and then I would pick up 9 stitches and just alternate with that, so then I would get the right number overall. So, and this will probably be a little bit more challenging along this edge, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. And I've not been as good about weaving in my ends, but I wanted, what would it be? So it is coming together. It's tantalizingly close. I'll probably have to reread this section and just make sure I know what I'm getting into with respect to buttons. Because buttons need to happen. But, what is it? I think it ends up making for a pretty bold accent, with the bright colored hand spun, so it is coming along nicely. I just haven't had the brain space the rest of this week, because I finished, I think, Monday or something like that with the bottom bit. And, I don't know, I just haven't felt like picking up a bunch of stitches, much rather spin. Which may explain where all of my time went this week, you know how it goes. I'm not drinking the wine nearly as fast as the coffee, but that's probably a good thing. What was it? The grocery store really close to my house closed. But they had fantastic deal on wine. So it was the case where I got a bottle of wine that should have run me like 21 bucks for 12. So it's quite delicious. It's Chateau Saint Michel, I think Chardonnay. So I normally wouldn't get $20 wines from that grocery store. And honestly, in retrospect, it's no surprise the grocery store closed, but such is life. So I now have this giant stash of white wine. Oh well. Let's see. Next order of business is spinning. And I have a whole entire bobbin of singles for you guys. So, yay! If I had done an inappropriate amount of procrastination, this would have been done, and then it would have been finished for October, and like, it would have been amazing, because that would have meant that I would have spun a pound this month, despite all the complications. But it's looking like I will have only spun nearly a pound, which is still pretty good. So this is Nest in the Shoshone colorway. It's Finn, and I'm planning on chain plying it, or Navajo plying and ply. I just don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but so this went pretty smooth. You can get a pretty good sense for the colors if the colors didn't suck so bad, because the sun is setting, like the light's not in the room, so it's suboptimal. It's also worth noting that it's still 85 up here. Like, to be fair, the temperatures are in the high 80s this week, so it's probably not surprising that it's 85 up here, because we don't actively try to cool the upstairs during the summer, and it's worth at least $100 a month for like 5 or 6 months, so it's worth it to not bother. But it's actually not too bad. I think I've acclimated decently to the 85 degrees. But it's not chilly, that's for sure. I don't know when it's gonna really be fall weather. Like, some of the leaves are maybe starting to turn, but I bet it won't be till Thanksgiving that it actually looks like fall here, so no worries. I'll have finished sweaters by then that I haven't had a chance to wear. Soon I will get to wear them. So, this is here. So the hope would be that I get a fingering weight 3-ply. Who knows what the crapshoot cake will give me, and they'll be very long stripes. Hopefully not too crazy. I did split the yarn into thirds to sort of spread out the stripiness, but I may have needed to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm not sure. So, should be pretty. Would it be? So, definitely the case where I have the purple, the reds, orange, a yellow, and then this, like, very seafoamy turquoise, like, green sort of thing. So not very much blue, unfortunately. But they'll probably make awesome socks. I hear good things in the Nest group about the Finn wearing for socks, so hopefully I did a good job. So, probably, oh no, I may or may not start plying this tonight. Probably not. I think I should really pick up the stitches on the sweater, because that just really needs to be done. And then in terms of what's next, I now, for the 2 remaining months of Spin the Bin, is looking totally doable to get through it all. And what I have left to go is the poppy seed, which is a 75 organic Polworth, 25% mulberry silk. Holy smoke, I paid $22 for this bit of gorgeousness. Isn't that unbelievable? So, super rainbow, super ridiculous. Probably also going to be an end ply spin, but I might let this be thinner and make some sort of lace, or maybe split it in half and do a 2-ply, honestly. But I think it actually wants to be some sort of ridiculous lace shop for some reason. I don't know. It'll be totally bazinga. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be thicker. I don't know. It could be fun to do a thick spin too, because it would make a really awesome hat. I don't know. So I need to still decide on what it is that I'm doing with this. The other guy I have is Into the World, and this is a 50, 25, 25 merino bamboo silk, and the bag within a bag does it no justice. None whatsoever. So this is purples, blues, pinks, dark green, and some light green. I have to appropriately tilt down for you guys to see the colors. But so I've never spun a bamboo blend before, so that's going to be an adventure. So this was something that I ended up picking up with the Terry Pratchett spin-along, the Mega Sal. So it popped in the cart along with the death, and haven't gone around to it yet. Then I have this guy, which is the Malabrigo Noob, which it looks like I will be able to get to this, so no big deal. It'll probably be the last thing I do. And then I have the Nest in the Vorfruit colorway. So this is also luxurious. So this is a superwash merino silk. And I have 3 bags of these total. So the plan is actually to, the plan is to spin this all together. And I think there's now enough time that I can get away with that. So, I'm very excited about this. So this is all very deep, broody colors, and there's quite a lot of blue in this, which makes me excited. So, so I have quite a lot of this to get through, which probably means that the next guy to go on will be this one or this one, and I'll have to probably flip a coin, I'm guessing. But it's looking all very doable, so. Because I think, yeah, to be able to get through a pound of fiber in 2 months, that's, I can handle that. And I've been spinning pretty thin for all of these and managed to get through it all anyway, so it isn't the case where the soul-sucking, like, I don't even know how many yards my singles were for that silk. That was ridiculous. Okey-doke. And obviously it's all hand spun all the time right now, so yeah. So last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was, so a few weeks ago I washed Ginny the Fleece. Ginny is a Corriedale cross BFL cross Shetland, so 50% Corriedale and then 25 BFL and Shetland. And I have split the fiber of Ginny into 3 groups. And I can zhuzh around a little bit and actually get them to be all the same. Just sort of depends. And the 3 groups are so. I have the whites, which, check out that crimp. Very, very gorgeous. I then have the medium grays, which can have lighter bits and darker bits, but it was sort of the case where it didn't fall into either category. And then I have the darks, and what's cool about the darks is actually they have these like cute little light tips, which are perfectly strong, good to go. But then the dark core is actually pretty dark. So, comparison, good deal of contrast there, a little bit less contrasty, but you can see that these 3 groups are different for sure, right? So dark, medium, light. And I have like 3 pretty equal groups, and I can zhuzh around a little bit to have it be so I have, 3 piles. And so what I'm pondering is, I was contemplating dyeing this medium gray, because gray is the secret to a gorgeous jewel tone. And basically dyeing the lock, dyeing the locks, and maybe doing something where I leave this one as gray and this one as white, and then spinning the colored one in to create some sort of marled yarn. Or should I spin it all and then dye it? And then each one of the different plies will take the color differently. And then sort of have a more cohesive, but then have the yarn be heathered due to the fact the fiber itself was heathered. Or should I just leave it all natural and go with the plan from there? So, or should I even try combining all of this yarn together? But for some reason I'm sort of feeling the dyeing kick come on. I've been watching YouTube videos of dyeing, and it's been very interesting and cool to watch. So, so it'd be quite possible. So the plan is 3-ply yarn. I'm thinking the 3 different groups make sense in terms of reasonable divisions, but if I'm going to dye this stuff in the locks, I can't prep it yet. And if I'm going to dye it later, then I can prep everything and put it in separate balls and be all ready to go for, this would probably be a pound-a-thon spin for next year. Because eventually we get to all things. So what do you guys think? What is it? Option 1, dye only the light gray locks. Option 2, dye everything after it's been spun, with the 3 different plies being different shades. Or option 3, just leaving it as it is and having a natural gray to white yarn. So, very curious what you guys think. If the answer is sample, I think I can handle that. Because that should be totally doable. But it'd be the case where that's sort of gonna hold up the process of spinning so that I can figure out what it is that I'm doing exactly. And maybe that is the simpler one to do, but I figured I'd throw it out there. All input is interesting. If you think of a 4th option or a 5th option or what have you, I'd be happy to throw it into the poll. And I'll probably just put a poll on the blog. On the Ravelry episode, to get you guys' input. But Ginny is a gorgeous fleece. I'm very excited about getting started on this, and very happy with, the crimp, so much crimp. And honestly, Ginny acts, I think, an awful lot like a Corriedale, for all things considered, because 50% Corriedale, so we're talking, oh no, that doesn't make any sense. This is a 6-inch lock. So Ginny was shaggy. But, what would that be? I'm very excited and interested with you guys' input to figure out sort of how to proceed, because I'm indecisive right now. It is true. So, what would that be? I will be able to record next week. Let's see, what will be the date? So that will either be the 5th or 6th. I'll not promise anything as to that, and I'll try to make sure to turn the crank quickly and getting this out, because I think it took forever to get this up onto the thread. I don't even know what was my problem. Oh well, such is life. So, should be able to record next week. It still isn't quite time to register for Fiberfest, but still, whatever. I think I'll probably end up taking 2 classes. No compromise, it'll be fine. What would that be? I'm planning on signing up for SSK and seeing if I get into the lottery. If I don't get into the lottery, then I'll make plans for Rhinebeck. Because, what was it? Because I want to have, like, one happy Fibery event, or whatever. One, like, traveling fiber event, if that makes any sense. Because the Fiber Festival's here, and that's drive there, drive back the same day, sort of thing. But I would like to go to something cool. And I think that is everything. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.